Welcome to GovCon Unscripted, where we dive into the unfiltered stories and strategies from all around the world of government contracting. Join host Chelsea Roberts as she explores how to navigate, thrive, and win in this complex but lucrative industry.
All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to GovCon Unscripted. I'm your host, Chelsea Roberts. And today I've got with us Al Kushner, award-winning author of The AI LinkedIn Advantage. Al, who are you and what do you do?
As you mentioned, I'm the author of the AI LinkedIn Advantage, and I help people use AI and LinkedIn together to get better performance on the platform so they can get the connections they're looking for and the quality work that they want to have.
Now, this is an interesting topic for me because I think AI is all over the place. Everybody wants to use it. Everybody's afraid of it. Everybody's annoyed with it. What resources and tools do you find are most helpful in the LinkedIn world with AI?
Certainly, a lot of people kind of gravitate towards ChatGPT, which is a popular AI technology. They use that to help optimize or craft their profile on LinkedIn. Also to use it to create articles or scripts for videos. It has a lot of useful features, and that's just one of the tools that I use that really is impressive in getting results.
Now, I think everybody's been approached by a bot with AI on LinkedIn, and it's got to be incredibly frustrating for folks that are working with that. Everybody's been on LinkedIn, and I think we've all been approached by things like chat bots and maybe even fake profiles. Where do you find the advantage really is for AI in LinkedIn, and how can people leverage it to their advantage?
I would say certainly we don't use it to create bots for outreach because that's really going to be used as spam for the most part. But I would say that you can use it to craft information, I guess, depending on what you're looking to accomplish. If you're an entrepreneur, a lot of them use it to craft articles for content so they can establish themselves as a thought leader. A lot of times employees are looking to craft articles that are pain points for employers that would resonate well and perhaps even consider them for a position at their firm. So it just depends on the individual and what they're looking to achieve on LinkedIn.
Now, you mentioned something that I think is probably really well known at this point is outreach bots and spam. And I've personally been getting a lot of those generic outreach, connection requests, and messages on LinkedIn. And I have to think that a lot of those are coming from some AI tool. Is there any punishment or is there any sort of negative consequences for people that are using AI in that way on LinkedIn?
Certainly, if the LinkedIn sees that you're getting a lot of complaints against the particular messages that you're sending out, they will restrict your account
Oh,
for any
wow.
type of outreach. And if it continues that way, they may shut your account down altogether. Just give you a heads up for those who are thinking to use that strategy. It's really not going to work.
And that's something that I think is common across other platforms, though, that is pretty heavily leveraged. Things like instant response bots on Instagram and Facebook messages. I think it's probably in other circles and on other platforms, probably a little bit better received. That's my impression. Have you experienced that yourself?
As far as being received, no, because it's not authentic. It's not the real individual. So people will see right through that. It's just pretty much common. And they all use the same type of approach. And that's something that is going to fall flat. And for the most part, they'll realize that they continue doing this pattern, the platform will reach out to them and, like I said, shut them down. So it's just a matter of time. And they can keep on setting up new accounts, but the fact is that people are going to see through that. And with LinkedIn, they have features whereby you can respond to LinkedIn saying, is this a spam? You don't want to see this anymore. And you can go ahead and indicate that and reduce the amount of spam substantially. Not by responding to the bot, by responding to LinkedIn saying, do you like this message? It says, no, this message is it. And that really helps get it curtailed.
So that must be an advantageous feature on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram occasionally and Facebook probably less frequently, but I think that there's got to be features that are similar to notify or identify those things as spam. Your book is called The LinkedIn AI Advantage. What is the advantage of using AI on LinkedIn? If I want to be a thought leader, is it really creating that differentiator by leveraging AI to do it?
Yeah, because you can use AI to create content, and on LinkedIn, content is king. So if you create articles of value that usually well received on people's pain points, that's something that is going to achieve more favorable results. People don't want to be sold on LinkedIn. They want to be educated, they want to learn. That's what they're trying to achieve. And most of the time, people are going the opposite direction. And that's really not an ideal situation to make connections. You want to make with someone who can give value to. And that's really something important. And develop a relationship. For example, if they're posting on LinkedIn, maybe reply to their post and not say things like thanks for sharing, but be a little more in depth with it. Maybe even ask a question or two. And AI can help you develop the content that could resonate well with that particular individual. So it's about giving more than receiving.
Now, are there any specific approaches or prompt types or suggestions that you have for folks that are looking to leverage AI for their content, but they're not necessarily real comfortable in working in AI and might not be quite as familiar which tools to use or how to create content that lands?
My book has a lot of great resources that they can turn to, and they can use information of the different technologies that are currently available. And a lot of them are free to try. And I think most part people should be learning it. That's the difference. I think most people who don't want to embrace it will be left behind. Their competition will do it for them. And I see the differences. So I think that knowledge is power, and there's no reason why you can't start learning a little bit about how this benefits you. And I think in the long run, people will see that it gives them such a competitive advantage. And that's why it is the AI advantage. It really makes a difference in terms of whether you're looking for the job that you always wanted to get and how to stand out about the competition.
We've got a lot of business owners, a lot of government employees, a lot of folks that have transitioned into other roles within government contracting businesses, and a lot of folks that are providing that support. So a lot of our audiences is folks that are marketers or content creators themselves that might find this an interesting topic, because I think that they've probably spent a lot of their lives writing and creating content organically and have done a great job at getting themselves out there, at putting their content out there, and are wondering how that looks for them going forward. Is this a threat to the folks that are authentic and are constantly writing and putting content out that isn't AI generated?
I think it's a threat because the ones who are writing it to themselves are really coming across as being authentic, but there's no reason why they can't use the best of both worlds. Certainly AI can create ideas for content. There's not a lot of writers I know, they have writer's block and they can't think of what's trending out there. And AI can help you find what's out there, what's current, what's really a hot point for people. And then they can develop a content that resonates well with their authenticity. And I think it really could give them certainly an advantage by using both their creative talents as well as AI's ability to craft ideas for content. It's a win-win for that particular individual who's focusing on that.
So they don't have to necessarily use it to create the entirety of the content. They can use it to spark ideas, to help get them back into their creative thinking space and put them into a position where they have an idea of what topics might be of interest or might be trending.
Absolutely. It's a tool. It's like a resource. And I'm sure if they're going to create an article, they're going to look for ways to help get material for that article. And AI could help in research and becoming a resource. So there's no reason why not to use it because it's really helpful.
Did you use it in the creation of your book?
I use it, I would say, the outline of it and also the chapters to give ideas that are trending. But most of the book is myself. I created the content. For me, the AI helped me to develop a strategy saying what is on the marketplace right now. And the fact is, there are no books on there that has both AI and LinkedIn together. So it says, well, if you don't write this book, someone else will. And I said, okay, let me get started. And it took me over a year to do that. But I would say thanks to AI, it really gave me the confidence knowing that there is an opportunity and there is a need for this particular topic, because AI is certainly a growing industry and LinkedIn has over close to 1 billion users. So I see it as a great opportunity to provide my information to those who need to use LinkedIn for their business or employee searches.
Now, when you mention employee searches, how are folks using AI to find new recruits or talent on LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn is a search engine also. A lot of times employers will search by keywords. And if a keyword is there in an employee's profile, it could be making a difference of them getting noticed compared to others who are not. Because I guess there's always a first stage. You send in the resumes, and then a bot usually goes through resumes and singles out the people. The next stage is a human interaction. First thing humans going to do is go to LinkedIn and find out, and they're going to look at their profile. And if their profile really isn't optimized and really looks crappy, they'll discount that person or not even consider them and go on to the next candidate. And that's really why it makes a difference. And that's why I help people optimize their profile. I think the most important thing a lot of people look for when optimizing profile is not just get a more recent picture, which is ideal. A professional picture, a headshot is really the way to do it because you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And in addition to that, I would say work on the background image. A lot of people take that for granted. And you can use services like Canva. There's no reason why you can't take advantage of making a billboard in the back more interesting, as opposed to just having a name on there. Give an idea what the person is all about. What are they trying to solve for the people they want to connect with? That's also important. In addition to that, you can use AI to work on your about section, structured in a way that makes it easy for people to read. Most people scan, and you can put bullet points, for example, help people to go to the sections that they're looking for that are as ideal for them. And I think what people really forget about is recommendations. Third-party endorsements are crucial for any kind of success on LinkedIn. And a lot of people don't even look at their recommendations. Some people I look at the recommendations have been over years since they've had any recommendations, if at all. And so you got to be more proactive with that and focusing on getting recommendations because that's really going to make a difference of you getting out there and being considered for any kind of position.
Now, I can attest to that. I've leveraged Canva for both my headshot and my background banner. I've gotten compliments on both of those across the board. So making sure that you're making the best use of your space that you've got available and not going with no picture or just ignoring that banner section can really make a world of difference, I found. So that's definitely something that I suggest folks do as well. Now, does your book focus mostly on the big behemoth in the world, the ChatGPT, or do you leverage and discuss other tools that folks can use?
Oh yeah, certainly other tools are available. ChatGPT is just what people know, but there are a lot of amazing tools out there from Jasper, I would say is another one, and Copy AI, and a whole dozen more. And again, of course, technology is always changing. So like next year, a lot of the technology in my book may be dated. That's why I'm going to be looking to update the book for next year's edition. But I think that there are a lot of great resources available that people can use and certainly rely on. And I find it to be invaluable in terms of getting results that you're looking for. And whether it's optimizing your profile on LinkedIn or creating content, AI is definitely a technology that is here to stay. So people better get on the wagon or be left behind.
Now, what are your, say, top 3 tips for folks that are just getting their toes wet and really getting interested, involved in using ChatGPT or any of the other AIs?
Well, I'd say if you're doing any kind of outreach, let's say on LinkedIn, focus in on optimizing your profile. That's crucial, any kind of outreach. So yes, headshot, billboard in the back, focus in on your about section. Also, if you have any accomplishments or awards you've received, or maybe volunteer work that you've done, that makes a big difference of people considering you. And also join groups. There are a lot of good groups on LinkedIn that you should take advantage of. A lot of times people will accept your invitation because you're part of a group. And people seem to ignore groups on LinkedIn. And that's really a shame because a lot of great groups you can be part of. Again, they don't accept everyone, but if they do accept you, it could be a great entree to make great connections with a lot of people.
And that's a great lead on. This podcast actually has a group that we actively moderate on LinkedIn and post all of our episodes along with helpful tips, tricks, and information for folks in the government contracting realm. So definitely, if you're interested in bulking up your group's participation, join GovCon Unscripted on LinkedIn. That's something that we would absolutely love to have you participate in.
Okay, I look forward to that. That's awesome.
So you mentioned that you're going to update the book next year. Have things changed already since it's come out?
A few things, but nothing noteworthy. Again, a lot of the technology is the existing players out there. ChatGPT is always going to have their own upgrades on their platform. So I don't see anything that's going to be a breakthrough on the horizon. But you never know. Like I said, I'm always abreast of these things. So I always listen to a podcast. I also try to read information in the trade magazines that are currently trending. And also on LinkedIn too. You never know what you could find out that's out there. There are a lot of trade shows that you can attend that introduce new players in the marketplace. So I'm always on top of what's happening in the industry. People can subscribe to my newsletter on LinkedIn. They can follow me. Certainly is available. Also my website, linkvantage.com. They can go ahead and check out. I have a free gift for those who go to the website. It's a profile optimization cheat sheet. If you go to linkvantage.com/audit, they can go directly and get that to be downloaded. No email is required, which is great. And certainly check it out. If you're looking for more information on what's happening in the industry, it's a good place to start.
Now that kind of leads me into where I was going next. If folks want help with utilizing LinkedIn more effectively, leveraging AI more effectively for their LinkedIn purposes, or just getting a better footing on LinkedIn, can they reach out to you? Are you an expert in that? Are you somebody that would help them with that?
Yeah, certainly. Go to my website, linkedvantage.com, and reach out and connect with me also on LinkedIn as well. Follow me, which is also great, or make a connection. Happy to help anyone who is interested in becoming better at the platform, whether it's optimizing the profile or outreach strategies. I pretty much handle both. And I've been on using LinkedIn for over 20 years, so I'm happy to share my experience with anyone who is looking to get a leg up on the competition.
That's fantastic. There's plenty of folks out there that are either coming into the market and aren't familiar with LinkedIn, or just haven't really leveraged LinkedIn to the fullest extent possible for their professional endeavors, that are in need of some support and guidance in that realm. So it's good to know that you're out there and that they can reach out to you. We'll get all of that information in our show notes so everybody can get the opportunity to connect with you directly and get that awesome resource you mentioned. Any other things that you want our audience to know about leveraging AI and LinkedIn?
Nothing that comes to mind. Again, a lot of my information is in my book, and my book is available at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, and also we can get on Spotify and Audible for those who prefer listening to audio versions, which I believe is also great.
That's fantastic.
Try to listen to books whenever I travel. That's a good starting point.
Great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Al. This has been a very informative conversation that I'm sure our audience is going to find very valuable. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
You too, Chelsea. Thanks for the opportunity. Have a good one.
You too.
Thanks for listening to this episode of GovCon Unscripted with your host, Chelsea Roberts. Do you have a GovCon story or need guidance in government contracting? Connect with Chelsea on LinkedIn to be a guest on the show or to enhance your business strategy. Don't forget, your network is your net worth. If you liked what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with your growing GovCon community.